You're listening to Eureka on Monocle Radio, brought to you by the team behind The Entrepreneurs, the show all about inspiring people, innovative companies, and fresh ideas in global business. I'm Tom Edwards. Sam Beaney is the founder and CEO of Kibu, a children's headphone company that emphasises sustainability through its innovative build, repair and recycle model, designed and manufactured so kids can put the sets together themselves. The headphones are made from bio-based materials that can be recycled or composted at the end of their life, and come with a built-in Kibu safety engine to allow children to enjoy sound safely no matter what device you plug them into. So, how do you make a profit with such a durable and easy-to-repair product? And what's the testing process like to ensure we're taking care of all those little ears? Well, here is Sam with more on how the journey began.
Kibu is a children's headphones company, and the whole premise of it is this idea of build, repair, recycle. That children's products currently aren't very good for the environment at all. They're ultimately designed to eventually go to landfill, whether they break at some point during the use or the kids outgrow the product. Kibu is all about redefining how children's products could be. So we have these three tenets of build, repair, recycle. So this idea that children can build their headphones, in our case, so they understand how it works, the parts that go into it. They have an emotional attachment to the headphones, which then means when it comes to things like repair, they want to repair it. So they're designed to be as easy to repair as they are to build in the first place. So no screws, no glue, no fiddly wires. And then recycle. I mean, you can only do so much repair, and eventually the children may not want to use the headphones anymore, they may outgrow it. So what happens at the end of its life? So we 3D print them using a material called PLA, which is a bio-based material, so it doesn't use any petrochemicals. And it means that at the end of its life, we can recycle that material into new filament because we 3D print them. So new filaments that go into new pairs of headphones or new products, but also can be biodegraded industrially. So we can turn it back into basically compost and go back into the environment, not into landfill. Kids, they're great to be around, they're good fun, but they're rough, and so that tends to mean that the products they use, especially technology products, which have often an inherent fragility to them, so like headphones in our case, the amount of like kids that I've babysat and they're on like their fourth pair of gamer headphones or something because they've smashed them. So I've seen firsthand the sort of destruction. The big thing you have when you're producing a product is you can do lots of testing and you can do lots of trials and have kids try them. We have to see the reality, when they're out there, how it's actually going to be used, what's going to happen in different environments, different places around the world. We're working hard and trying to really make these headphones as robust as possible. There's this idea, robustness and repair can often correlate. So the more robust a product is, the less repairable it is. And the less robust, the more repairable sometimes, in many ways. But it's not always true. One of the things I was trying to do is really challenge that and break away that correlation as much as we can. So a product that is super easy for children to repair, but also when they're using the headphones, throwing them around, they're not going to break in the same way. And so there's a lot of work that went into that. The great thing about, firstly with 3D printing, you have, because of the nature of the machines and the process you're taking, it requires certain materials with certain characteristics. And those materials are bio-based, at least the main material, which is a bio-based material that comes from plants like corn. Firstly, from the beginning, we're not touching petrochemicals when it comes to producing all these plastic parts. I think this is really important. Obviously, we know we want to move away from reliance on petrochemicals. And it's also great having that material as a core because at the end of its life, you can industrially biodegrade it and turn it into compost, in effect, and you can put it back into the cornfields to grow more corn. And the big thing as well, the way we do it is it's much quicker. We print parts in 10 minutes. Like the headphones take in total about an hour and a half to print all the parts, where most 3D printing, it's like an hour and a half for one element. So you've also got that speed side, which is quite cool, and especially when you've got multiple printers, they're all printing them in parallel, the parts. So in effect, it takes the length of the longest part to produce a pair of headphones. So it's like 18 minutes at the moment. And so after 18 minutes, there's a pair of headphones. The great thing about 3D printing as well is you can print what you need. Your cycles can be a lot tighter to demand. We're not shipping on containers, and so we don't have to, wait 2 weeks, a month for product. We don't have to make forecasts in the same way. We can be a lot tighter, so we can produce what is demanded and is much closer. So there's a less waste in that regard. And then it's also designed for being built and repaired from the beginning. So there's no fiddly wires, screws or glue. It's very intentional in how you put it together and also take it apart. I mean, this is also great for education. They get to see how the headphones work. They can see the driver that's producing the sound. The Kibu safety engine, one of the things we found with children's headphones is, well, firstly, as children are growing up, they have smaller ear canals, which means they're more sensitive to loud noises. As you grow up, it becomes less of an issue. But the problem with hearing, in many ways, is any damage you have that develops is generally permanent. You can't really get it back. You have to, eventually move to hearing aids and such. And so it's really important when a child is growing up that you're being really mindful and careful of their hearing, making sure they're not listening to things that are too loud. And the challenge we saw with current children's headphones is many of them promise this headphone limiting, but the way they do it, it's based upon sort of a standard power rating that most phones have. But many laptops and tablets don't follow that standard. But that means that some of these kids' headphones, parents may think that the sound is being limited, but it may not be completely true depending on the device. We want to give the peace of mind that parents deserve, that when they buy a pair of headphones that say they'll limit to recommended 85 decibels, they will always limit it. And so we developed a proprietary approach to basically do that.
That was Sam Beaney, the founder and CEO of Kibu. The team are currently fulfilling their Kickstarter orders and will soon make the products available for general purchase. Meanwhile, pre-orders are still open on the website, so head on over to kibu.family now to find out more and pre-order your set. That is all for this episode of Eureka. We'll be back at the same time next week. Do look out for The Entrepreneurs on Monocle Radio, available every Wednesday. Eureka was produced by Laura Kramer, with audio editing by Jack Dewars. If you'd like to get in touch with the team, email Laura on lrk@monocle.com. I'm Tom Edwards. Goodbye, and thanks for listening to Eureka.
"2024 is a pivotal year for global politics. Meanwhile, conflict, climate change, and AI dominate the headlines. What do these global stories mean for you? The Financial Times offers fearless thinking in defining moments. Its trusted journalists deliver impartial analysis on the world's biggest news events, helping you to form your own bold opinions. Start reading the Financial Times at ft.com.